structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now. I have an annuity, but I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. They've helped thousands, they'll help you too. One lump sum of cash they will pay to you. If you get long-term payments but you need cash now, call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now. 877-CASH now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877-CASH now. Call now.
Hi, this is 14-year-old Liam, and I really am lame, but, when I'm not being lame and wondering why girls think I'm weird and gross, I'm listening to Liam's live streams. Yeah, I'm listening to my stuff in the future. I wonder what I'm going to grow up to be. Maybe I'll be an astronaut.
You know what's awesome?
Turning the microphone on?
Yeah, well, when you actually know where the actual correct stuff is. Let me switch to the camera so you guys can see us. Hi, welcome to Chatting with Viewers for February 15th, 2025.
It's been a while. Nobody can tell that, though, right?
Yeah, and I have a cowbell.
Oh, yes.
Alyssa got me an Everett Silvertips cowbell.
For Valentine's Day or something, I don't know.
Woo!
Go Tips! Hey, they won last night.
We did, 3-1 over Prince George. We're playing them again tonight. So back-to-back in Prince George. So that's pretty cool.
So hi, yeah, we're here. We kind of missed the super enthusiastic, energetic, hello, welcome to Chatting with Viewers 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, We're tired.
Hopefully you guys can hear us. So I just noticed that the line-in is not the default device.
Uh-oh.
Microphone volume is extremely low. What is going on here? Hold on. All right, we're going to nudge that. Let me look at this. Okay. Try this now, you guys.
At least we are audible. That's a start. But didn't the system you're using move some stuff around on you?
I don't know. I mean, it looks good. I wonder if OBS screwed up. Oh. Hey, you guys, try this now.
Liam's got buttons.
And I see what happened. Oh, man. So, what happened was OBS brought the volume down by 20 decibels.
Oh, thanks, OBS.
So, now we should be loud and clear.
That's some OBS.
That is some OBS.
I'll be here all week. Thank you.
Yeah. So, they missed this. They missed JG Wentworth.
Oh, no!
I have a structured settlement
And I need cash now.
called JG Wentworth.
Because I might as well just play it again. Why the heck not? I'll just put it in the background.
It's awesome.
JG Wentworth, 877 cash now.
Yeah, Old Blind Sunny says I thought it was my iPhone for a second. No, I just don't know what I'm doing.
Thousands, they'll help you.
Well, OBS updated, didn't it? And it kind of changed some stuff. Or was that last?
I heard there was an update that messed everything else. So, John, yeah, I wonder if that's what happened. Because I'm running the latest now. So yeah, I have a cowbell that Alyssa gave me for Valentine's Day or my birthday or something, and it's Everett Silvertip's cowbell that you would shake when you're at a game or watching it on the couch or something.
Yeah, I think the idea normally is at the game, and it's the sound of, yeah, we're cheering for you. So instead of screaming at the top of their voices.
Hold on. Old Blind Sunny says, no, I heard it at the beginning. I thought it was one of those skippable ads.
No. Dude, you just punked everyone. You just punked everybody. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Wonder how many other people are like, this
amazing.
won't go away.
I wish we were sponsored by JG Wentworth. 877 sponsors now. Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, I wonder how many other people are just like, ugh, why can't I get past this? What is going on here?
Yeah, I can't find the skip button. What's going on? This sucks. So we haven't seen you guys in a couple weeks, and there is some news. If you haven't heard,
have you checked out our podcast?
Yeah,
we talked about it there.
First of all, check out our podcast, which you should do anyways.
Because it's cool.
But if you haven't heard the news, me and Alyssa are now engaged.
So let's flash back to 2 weeks ago when we were here and Liam was waiting for an all-important phone call.
Yeah, that was 2 weeks ago today, actually, yeah.
Yeah, so we're here and Liam's got his phone and he's going, it may ring, this is going to be important if it does. It didn't during the stream, but it did later on when we decided to have a nap.
Yeah, sorry, someone else was like, I just spent 60 seconds trying to find the skip ad button. Now you can't escape it. It's gonna, while we're talking, I'm running an ad. Look.
So rude.
So yeah, we were waiting for a phone call.
Oh, you were waiting for a phone call.
Well, no. Well,
I didn't know what was happening that day.
Well, you were kind of waiting for it too, though, right? I mean,
I knew you were picking it up. That did
Right.
not mean I was going to
well, I didn't know that
receive
either.
it that day. Yeah, in typical Irvin fashion, work backwards.
Yeah.
That
So-
seems to be the way.
Yeah, they call and we're like, hey, the ring's ready. So what had happened was a few weeks ago, we had actually gone with my mom to look at rings. And I pretty much just sat and drank a soda and had nothing to do with it.
Well, not for lack of trying.
I don't know, I didn't really know what to...
I didn't really know either. Your mom was actually super helpful in that because I've never really had much of a reason to care about engagement rings.
Me neither.
Or want to know what they look like or any of that. So she was really helpful in picking out something that, was going to be a good fit. And the jewelry store we went to was awesome. The lady there was really knowledgeable and she let me feel like the different types of stones and things to pick something that I was going to like.
Yeah.
Cool place.
It was really cool. And they gave us a card in Braille, actually.
Yes.
They gave us a thank you card in Braille.
Yeah, when you went to pick up the ring, they gave you a
card. Yeah, went and picked up the ring. It's a very pretty ring and brought it home and wasn't really sure when I was going to give the ring to Alyssa, but decided that I didn't really want to wait. And so she got the ring on February 1st. So we are engaged.
It is on now. I am holding my hand up.
Here you go. Up there. There you go.
Don't know if anybody can actually see it. What are you doing? I don't know what that was supposed to be.
Liam uses Alyssa's hand to smack himself in the face repeatedly.
It was more like my wrist. We don't do smacks in the face. That is not a thing that happens in this household.
No, that's...
Let's not.
Other stuff.
No. Yeah, cool ring. I'll give a brief description. It's got a kind of a skinny rectangular cut diamond. They call it a radian cut. It's got the 4 prongs on the corners that most engagement rings do. And then it's got these little sparkly diamond chips going about maybe a quarter of the way down on either side of the band. Yeah.
So it's not... They're like small little chips.
Yeah, they're not full diamonds, and so they don't poke my other
fingers.
Athir
says, Alyssa... I am so sorry that you were engaged to that thing.
Well, what are you saying? You're a better alternative? Come on.
Well, he wouldn't get engaged to you. You're not a camel.
Connor the camel.
Connor the camel. Yeah, we got an image of Connor the camel now,
which is totally a thing I made up, by the way.
So John has a question, and I was really vacillating on whether I even wanted to read this message, but I'm going to read it, and I'm going to give about a 20-second disclaimer afterwards, probably more like 10 seconds. So I don't mean to bring things down, but what are your thoughts on the Section 504 repeal? My thoughts are that I avoid politics and that I don't want to discuss them on this channel.
We are all friends here.
I believe that politics are very divisive. And I just don't think it's something that, we want to talk about here. I believe that we come here to have a good time and escape, and I don't know anyone right now that thinks politics is fun. So originally my answer was going to be I don't have thoughts on it, and the thing is that I do, and I don't want to share them because I don't feel like we need to do that here.
We're all friends here, and it's supposed to be a fun space.
Yeah.
I know sometimes we get into some... At least times I've been here, we've definitely kind of gotten into some unfun topics at times.
But says I can't with Connor the camel. Yeah, and we just want to keep it fun. And I've always believed that this should be I hate to use the term safe space because it's kind of taken some negative connotations, but I believe that this should be a place for everyone to come, enjoy themselves, have a good time, and I just don't feel like political discourse is something that is enjoyable.
Yeah, that's...
And thank you. Yeah, Madeline says, good morning, all. And yeah, I agree with you about politics on this channel. When the election came down, I had actually had a thought about adding a no politics rule and making a post about it. And I was just like, you know what? We're really good about not talking about politics here. And I think that is something that I'd like to keep doing. I think... not discussing it is great.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. We're discussing it without discussing it. But
it's a valid question.
We're discussing, not discussing politics. Yeah. This is pretty cool.
It's a valid question, but we're all friends here.
Yeah, and I think it is a good question. And I think that everyone has their own thoughts and opinions. And And honestly, I'm just going to say that, like, your opinion, whether I agree with it or not, is completely valid. And I think you have the right to have an opinion, but I don't think this is the place to share it. Oh, thank you, Lexi. Guys, you're missing the point. Congratulations to Liam and Alyssa on an engagement. May your life be prosperous together.
Thank you. So we're looking at September for the wedding. I don't know if anyone's asked that yet. How presumptuous of me, but yep, date we're looking at is September 22nd.
No, and John, I know you. So John says, "Don't get me wrong. I hate politics too, and I didn't mean to bring things down. No, not at all. And I'm actually glad that you asked the question,
and that you asked it in the way that you did.
And it's been one of those things that I wanted to avoid." And I knew that there would come a day when somebody said, "Hey, Liam, I have a question about what you think about this political thing." And so I'm actually glad that you asked it, and I think it's a great question. And it's a great time for us to just stop and go, "Hey, listen, let's not do that here." Like, and no one's in trouble. I'm not mad at you.
And I feel like it's a very constructive question. It wasn't like a spammy comment like, "So-and-so sucks." It was just, it's a good question.
Madeline says, "Yeah, congrats, guys. I was excited when I saw the announcement." Madeline, you need to tell us about your kitty cat.
This is very important.
So Madeline has adopted a cat. And I'm
kitty.
Very jealous. Yes, we want a baby kitty very much.
So we're going to live vicariously.
We are going to live vicariously through Madeline's cat. Mackenzie says, "Hey. I don't know about politics. I can have opinions, but I avoid following them." Yeah, I just, On a brighter note, this is very nice of John. On a brighter note, I was expecting you all to get married. I'm glad this is happening. Yeah, I mean, we
knew fairly early on.
I think did we talk about this on the podcast? I know we've discussed this on our own. But we kind of knew, I think, when we met in person for the first time, which sounds wacky.
Yeah, it sounds totally wacky.
We met in August of 23 because of the report that Alyssa had to do. I think we told the story on here already. And if not, go back to the November 3rd episode of the podcast where we were stuck in a closet together.
Yeah, because we definitely discussed it there.
We told the story there.
Long and short was I had to interview somebody. He ended up being the lucky person. And then, he came out to see my school graduation in September.
Yeah.
And I think at that point, the original idea was, well, let's wait until Thanksgiving. So this was the first in a long pattern of we tend to do things backwards. But it was going to be Thanksgiving. That was going to be the time. He had already kind of made plans to, assuming everything went well in September, to come visit me at my apartment in Oklahoma City.
Yep.
And that was kind of where we would official everything. Well, we met in September, and it was just like things went very, very well. It felt very comfortable. It felt very normal. And it was like, why are we waiting until this specific date? What's the reason for that?
It didn't feel like we had known each other for a month. It felt like we had known each other for a long time. And it felt like we were old friends and that we were very comfortable with each other. And so, we're just like, I think our big thing was we don't want to go home
not knowing
what our status is. And
neither of us wanted to rush, but
No.
It was like once we met up and saw how everything went, it was like, okay, you don't want to rush, but you also don't want to go too slow. And so kind of made the decision at that point. Yeah. And I think we both knew we wanted to be there for the long haul.
Yeah. Well, and I made a comment that you reminded me of, which of course I completely forgot about because I'm a guy and I forget everything.
Huh?
But I believe it was Sunday before I left to go home and you left to go back to school. I had said to Alyssa, one day I hope to call you my wife. And I know that it's very premature and everything, but I really, truly would love that. And so it's working out the way that we so far have intended it to. And it's one of those things where we've been through a lot and we've talked about it on stream here. We've talked about it on the podcast and we've really been tested And in some ways, we're still being tested, and we're just making it happen. And that's all you can do.
And I know people roll their eyes and when you say, when you know, you know. I absolutely used to be in that camp. It's like, what do you mean? You can't just know. Like, something has to happen, or there has to be a series of fortunate or unfortunate events, or whatever. No,
not a series of unfortunate events.
Listen, prior relationships, yeah. No, it's not very nice. But
Jane,
no,
Jane
there
says,
is a when you know, you know.
Jane says, good morning, kitties are the best.
Agreed.
Kittens are the bestest. Old Wine Sunny says you guys should get a pug. No dogs. I love dogs.
Me too.
But
I had a guide dog for several years.
We don't want a dog. They're a lot more upkeep. Also, we travel. And so that means that we'd have to get someone to watch the dog. A cat, you can have someone check on Fluffy every day or two. But a dog you got to let them out.
They have to go out multiple times a day.
Yeah.
You either have to have somebody that's willing to come over, or they have to go to somebody else's house or go to a kennel.
Word Nerd says, please live vicariously through our cat, especially when he screams and runs around the apartment at 3 a.m.
Absolutely. You got it. But yeah, I had a guide dog. I've actually had a couple of guide dogs, but Jan was the most recent, and loved having her, loved traveling with her, but it is a lot to think about. And at this point in my life, like, yeah, we travel, but I don't do enough to really justify having a guide dog.
So Madeline adopted a black cat that she named Lila, which means night in Hebrew. The vet estimates her at just over a year old. Aww. I've had her about 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh. When we went to the cat cafe for Christmas, there was this litter of kittens there, and they were all named after alcohols. And there was this little baby one named Tequila. I think we figured out they were about 4 months old. And this little kitten just hung out with us.
Madeline got her at a cat cafe.
Aww.
She's super sweet, affectionate, and sweet, and has the cutest mews.
Aww. Yeah, we love our cat cafe. Just can't have a cat at this property.
A lot of people talking about cats. Brandon, I'm not sure what you're asking. Oh, are you saying baby when? No babies.
Baby kitty.
Oh.
Baby kitty.
The only babies we're having in this house are baby kitties. No children. We've decided that that's not a thing. You guys don't need me spawning children. Let's just be honest.
Well, we've already kind of joked that the kids would turn out one of two ways, or it'd be some combination. We'd be getting...
They're either going to... Didn't we say they're either going to be rocket scientists or they're going to eat glue? It's going to be...
The calls from school will either be, Mr. and Mrs. Irvin, your child was eating glue again, or Mr. and Mrs. Irvin, your child just programmed all the computers in the school to rickroll everybody. And your child is 5.
I gotta tell you, apparently Greg's daughter rickrolled him on Thursday.
What?
Yeah. So apparently his daughter came home and they were helping her get all of her, like, coats and stuff off. Uh-huh. And she's like, hey, Dad, press my nose.
Oh, no!
And so he pressed her nose and she started singing Never Gonna Give You Up. I saw it on Facebook and I died. I meant to tell you about it.
That's amazing.
I gotta message Greg and like give him a hard time. I'm gonna text him this weekend. Never gonna give you up.
Never gonna let you down. Never gonna. Yeah, this is somebody we work with. It's
Blind Goofball says that's hilarious. I think Blind Goofball knows Greg.
Probably.
You guys seriously need to binge watch Dennis the Menace. You know what? I liked Dennis the Menace okay.
Ooh, have you told everybody about the amazing thing that you discovered recently, speaking of TV? The Me Tunes channel?
Oh, I thought you were talking about something. I'm like, I can't talk about that on this channel. You know, because if you use a VPN, then, you know.
No.
Oh, yeah, so anyone that's familiar... I'm gonna need a moment.
Please excuse us while we go for the next 30 seconds.
We found a TV channel called Me TV Tunes, and it's all the old Hanna-Barbera and Ruby Spears cartoons, but it's the old stuff. So it's like the Super Friends and like Animant and Secret Squirrel.
Did Two Stupid Dogs end up on that channel, or is
Yes.
that just somewhere else? Oh, okay.
That's on that channel too. They only show it Saturday nights at like 11.
Yeah, they have so many different things. Oh yeah, the Flintstones.
They were carrying Rocky and Bullwinkle. That kind of got... Yeah, Jetsons. We were watching
Old Looney
Super
Tunes.
Friends and just sighing at the world because it was so weird.
Super Twin Powers activate!
Tim says that sounds so fun.
A lot of it can be kind of visual, and you're just like, what is happening right now? But it's still fun to pretend to know what's going on.
Exactly.
Because it's not an audio described channel.
No. But it's cool. It's
You can
just
usually infer...
It's old cartoons.
Unless it's like Tom and Jerry where it's all music.
Yeah.
There's usually some dialogue and you can kind of figure out
Or if
what
it's
happened.
like a Roadrunner cartoon or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's our exciting news. So I didn't mean to cut you off. Our wedding is September 22nd. And we are doing a very, very small wedding. It is
Tiny.
parents and just a couple people we know. And we're keeping it very, very small.
Well, for our podcast friends, you might know of Mary Mozzarella and Ricky Ravioli.
Yeah, they'll be... So Ricky Ravioli, we think, is going to be officiating. And even if he's not, we still want him there.
Yeah, they have been like our very dear local friends.
They live right down the street from us.
Yeah.
So that's our big exciting news. And then I wanted to talk a little bit. I don't know if I'm ready to talk about Elwork stuff today.
Yeah, I know you thought about it, but if you're not ready, you're not ready.
I recently got the Super Egg Hunt scoreboards fixed, and I wanted to talk a little bit about kind of my plans and be real with you guys because I need to be real. Like, it's all we can do. So,
First off, I'd like to apologize because I probably do take some of the time that would go to this stuff.
No,
and it's
I mean,
not on purpose. It's just when you got people in your life.
yeah, I mean,
guess
you
that's
spend the
what
time
happens.
with the people. So here's the deal. I work full time. And I would much rather spend my remaining time with my fiance. And with you. That would be cool too.
Which one?
And which one?
That's an old callback.
Oh, God. I remember being like, asking my phone, call my girlfriend, and it would be like, which one?
Because it had me as an
you had
iCloud.
multiple numbers.
Well, I had one number, but I also had like my Gmail address,
yeah.
my iCloud address. And it was like, which contact, but instead of saying that, it was like, which one?
Yeah, Tim says, congratulations on that and congratulations on the day. I'm excited for both of you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, yeah. So, here's the deal. I would like to continue Elworks. The problem that I have is mainly time. So, I gotta make a choice. And here's my choice right now. We have talked about maybe as a side thing, teaching. Very, like, limited. Doing...
Maybe
like
some weekend
weekend training or something and offering AT training.
Because I think we both, I feel like it's safe to say we both miss teaching in one way or another.
I would also like to continue making games. BrainStation's not done yet, as everyone knows. And BrainStation has been in development hell since like 2017.
And that is a very popular question. When is BrainStation going to be done?
And as I always tell people, as soon as it's done, you will know. But it won't be done until I know it's done. So, I mean, yeah, LOL, Siri called you out, Liam.
Sure did.
Sure did.
Thankfully, I was not present. Although it is funny that you have a contact with a nickname that if I didn't know the story, I would have had some big questions.
Oh yeah, Girl Delicious.
Yeah. I'd be like, why is there a Girl Delicious in your phone and it's not me? What's going on? But it was because of a friend's dictation fail.
And so I'm just like, you're going in my phone is Girl Delicious. So, yeah. So it's kind of hard, and I've been really wrestling with the last few weeks of like, okay, do I want to continue making games? Games are fun. BrainStation's amazing. When it's done, it's going to be really cool. Or do I want to teach? And I cannot do both. Because the fact is that I have to work so we can pay our bills.
Either of these is a side thing. No one's leaving their job.
I cannot leave my job.
No, me either.
It'd be bad.
We need those. We need those.
I like my job. I like where I work. I like my people.
Yeah, work for a great company.
I do cool things, and I don't want to lose that.
Yeah, I feel like I work for a fantastic place.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Jane. You got to take care of yourself. Also, congratulations on your upcoming marriage. So, here's what I want to talk about a little bit. I want to talk about LWorks in the future. I would like to get games done. So there's I have a list of things I'd like to do. BrainStation and a Super Egg Hunt 2.0. And that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. I'm going to say a thing, and it's going to really tick a lot of people off. But as you guys know, I am always very honest and real with you. I want to do Super Egg Hunt 2.0. If I do Super Egg Hunt 2.0, there's a lot of things that have to be rewritten, that need to be refactored. Anyone that codes knows what that means. There's a lot of things that need to be optimized, and I'd like to fix things, and I would like to make it better and try to future-proof it and add some features. So if I do a Super Egg Hunt 2.0, I'm going to do a thing that's going to annoy a lot of you, and I need your support on this. And I know that this sucks, but I'm probably going to make it a separate product and have to charge for it. And you're probably sitting here going, but Liam, I bought Super Egg Hunt. This isn't fair. And you know what? You're absolutely right. Here's the problem, though, is that in order to make a game, I need to spend time. And as the famous saying goes, time is money. And you can argue that, well, it's not like you're spending money to make the game. No, but I'm spending time. And I could...
Well, you do have server upkeep and things.
Sure.
That does cost money.
But I could spend that time teaching and making money on teaching. Or I could spend that time making a game. But if I'm going to put the time in to make the game, I have to see a return from it, or it's not worth it. And that's just how the world works, unfortunately. Bills have to get paid. So, Jane says,
she's done with Sergio?
Oh my God. What a great reference. That took me a moment. He treats me like a rag doll.
Like I said, I'll be here all week. Thank you.
Oh, wow. That was a smooth Jane's Addictions reference. I adore that. Well played, future Mrs. Irvin. Well played. So Jane says, I'll buy it and pay double the price. I paid $15 originally. Morning, everyone, says Nikita Banana, who is here to say that bananas need to ripen in a certain way. Morning, everyone. Jason says time is money and money is time. Yeah, you were spending money, you were spending time, which you could be making money teaching. So charge. Yeah. So I want to have a heart-to-heart with myself over the next little while and decide what I'm doing going forward, because I miss teaching a lot. A friend of ours, when we called them and talked about the engagement, she asked me, she said, do you miss teaching? And I said, there's not a day goes by that I don't miss teaching.
Yeah, well, it ended very abruptly. I think that's safe to say.
It did. And I enjoyed what I did.
An unexpected turn of events.
Oh, no, you're going to charge for your time? How could you, you awful, awful man, says Aether.
Look who's talking.
Tim says, because you make such high-quality games, I would buy it. I don't care. Oh, thank you, Lexi. No, that's fair. I will pay whatever I have to for any of your awesome gaming content, Liam. Yeah, and then listen, I'm not going to make this ridiculous. I'm not going to be like, okay, $50, you guys. I understand. but also I have to get something back if I'm going to do this. Teaching is the better long-term investment, says Alan. And, he's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, how many hours were you coding this morning and feel like it was just a lot of...
And I didn't really get anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I really
didn't want to say it in that way because I wasn't sure if that was accurate.
No,
but
it's pretty true.
You woke up at like 4 o'clock this morning.
I'm trying to get some like subsystems rewritten, and it's going to take me a while.
Yeah, it's like you can't spin it up. You can't build Rome in a day. It's kind of the same thing here, right?
Do a Kickstarter. I'd back this, as Jane. No, there's no need for a Kickstarter. It's not necessary because there's not like a financial... I mean, time is the financial thing, right? But like really, I don't need to kickstart for assets or anything like that. And usually that's what I think a Kickstarter is used for. There's nothing wrong that says that you can't do both, not at the same time, of course. Well, so yeah, there is. Because if I'm going to spin up a teaching thing, that's going to take my remaining time because you can't, I can't be like, sorry, I can't teach you for the next 2 weeks. I'm coding.
And there's promotion I don't know how many folks have started a business or helped. I used to work with someone who had her own small business, and even though she was fairly established by the time I worked with her, there was a lot of promoting and things going on to let people know, hey, we're here, we're doing this. So I was handling social media going, look, this company's here and this is what we do. And so all of that takes time.
Well. Brandon has a good point, and Brandon is not wrong completely. I think you already know what you want, and I don't think it's how it works. And I don't know. I mean, it's hard. I'm of two minds. Part of me really wants to spin up teaching, try to get some contracts, try to do some stuff. And I get a lot out of teaching. I mean, Alyssa definitely knows, and I had students that drove me crazy, but I mean,
who doesn't when you teach? That's
I think you can
reality.
Speak to the joy that I had.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much, when we both taught every day after work, we kind of had a daily rehash, and it was kind of like, when I was in class, we had case management where all the student teachers would get together with the instructor and kind of talk about, I worked with Little Mermaid today, and this is what Little Mermaid and I worked on, and Little Mermaid had some questions about this. What might we do tomorrow? And so when we worked, Liam and I kind of had these daily, I worked with, Mary Mozzarella was one of my students.
You had a student that you nicknamed Little Mermaid?
No.
Oh. I never heard about this student.
No, this was, I think before I went to school, they actually had some code names because they had some issues with people eavesdropping during case management. So they kind of stopped it by the time I got there, but apparently someone had one that they nicknamed Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I tend to to give my students nicknames.
But yeah, so we would kind of have a daily rundown. This is what we worked on, and sometimes brainstormed ideas for each other for the next day.
Yeah, and I mean there was a point where I helped you with Gmail.
Yeah, you helped me with Gmail. I helped you with a Braille display question.
It was on the spot too. Actually, it was pretty funny. I texted you. And it was just like, their Braille display is doing this. Is this normal, or does it mean it's dead? So we would we'd do that.
And we had some other friends too. We had some other teacher friends that we would consult at times about, especially about syntax. But it was just. Yeah, that was something that we did, and the joy that you had, I just from what I observed, absolutely, even the ones that drove you bonkers.
I still loved them. I still loved working with them. I mean, I there was nothing better than getting in an Uber to go work with a student, or as we would have said in Colorado, an individual we served. And there was just something about when somebody asked you what you did for a living and you said, I teach. And it made me feel good.
That's something people can relate to and that they understand. And usually it's oh, wow, that's awesome. I tell people now, I do tech support. And it's oh, okay.
Yeah, or I'm a technical quality assurance analyst. And then you have
What's
to explain.
that?
Yeah. Although I did have somebody when I was running back from wherever I went.
I think that was one of our trips back from Big Easy or something, where a driver actually kind of knew what that was.
Yeah, and he seemed familiar with what I did, which I love. I mean, I like what I do. It's fun to break stuff.
We did have a driver that that was a relative of an employee where we worked.
Oh,
that
yeah,
was pretty funny.
That was pretty great.
She was like, yeah, she works for this, like, rail place in Kentucky. Like, you don't say.
Yeah, Tim says, like, it seems like this is a passion of yours. I always tell people to follow their passion. No, I'm very passionate about it. I mean, it's something that I latched onto that I felt I could do well. And it's really... Teaching was the first thing in my life that when I started teaching, I went, I can do this, and I can do it really good. And
I definitely dealt with imposter syndrome as a teacher. I mean, I still, I think, deal with that sometimes in other roles. And it's funny because I always kind of thought it was going to be the thing that I would do to get my foot in the door, and then, you know, kind of maybe work somewhere else and do something else related to AT. But especially sometimes when, like, talking to my customers, it can turn into, like, a lesson. And I'm like, I actually sort of miss this.
Yeah. I miss it. I definitely miss it a lot. So, anyways, this is all to say that I don't know what I'm doing yet. But I would love to get BrainStation done. I'd love to get Super Egg Hunt done. I know if I'm going to do a 2.0 that I'm going to have to charge for it. I appreciate everyone writing and being very supportive of that. I know that it is so gross when you buy something and get told you got to buy it again or whatever, and I hate that too. But I want to do Super Egg Hunt because, believe it or not, that game is so frigging popular, and I don't understand why. I don't know. You know, I got emails, which I think I've talked about this. I don't know if I ever told you the story, Alyssa, but I actually got an email from somebody that was like, I love your game, but I also hate your game. I bought the game, thought I was going to play it for like 30 minutes and go do something else, and 8 hours later, I was still playing it. And like, that means a lot. Like when you make a thing and it's so addicting that people are just like, I cannot stop playing this. It's, you know, it means a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what to do right now.
I mean, I think no matter what you do, like, you're doing good things for people.
Athir says, clearly everyone loves the chicken nuggets trophy. Oh yeah, I mean, there have never been any complaints about it whatsoever.
That was that one, right?
What's that?
That was the one, right?
That's the one.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Athir's trophy.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to do in 2, which will annoy people, but trust me, you're gonna like it. I want to get rid of trophies. And I want to go to achievements because we can do achievements a lot easier. We can do trophies and we can do achievements for more things. And then we can do more achievements. So BrainStation right now has...
Isn't it like 300
339 achievements, I think. Like, if you like achievements and you like collecting, listen, Super Egg Hunt can do that for you. I think we did 93 or 94 trophies. I have a plan for those that like trophies and that are like, I want my trophies. I'm working on something for you. I'm not going to leave you in the lurch on that, but I don't have it figured out yet, so I don't want to say what I'm doing. No, Athir, you cannot vocally record your achievements because no one wants to hear your ugly voice. John says, I have no problem buying it again if I have to. Yeah, I mean, not all the code has to be redone. I'm able to, like, use a lot of it because I'm probably building an NVGT, which, you know, uses a lot of BGT code. But what I have to do is redo a lot of little things. And so, like, the way that data is saved, I want to redo achievements so that they're done, a certain way. So I have to add like stat tracking, and I have to add a lot of little things. I also want to rewrite the scoreboards to so if you played Great Toy Robbery, you know that you can do region-based, scoring. And I want to rewrite the boards to do that, but be more robust so that you can go online and see the scores. And so there's a lot that needs to be done.
I also totally made the joke the other day that you're lucky you didn't get sued over Mr. McChicken.
Oh, you mean Greg?
Yeah. That is pretty funny.
Yeah, his name is Greg unofficially. And what was her name? And I feel so bad. And like no one, I don't think any of the old guard is tuned in, but there was a lady that really enjoyed Super Egg Hunt, and I want to say her name was like Helena. And she unfortunately passed away, and she had given the nickname of the chicken Greg is in Gregory Peck. And I always thought it was such a cool thing. So I think we're going to retcon Mr. McChicken out to be Greg, which is double funny for, does the new engine do 3D audio? So it'll do binaural, which HRTF, which I guess would work. I don't know if I even want to use that, though. So, yeah, I don't know. I know that Super Egg Hunt's super popular. That was an accident, but that was cool. Super popular. I know it's a popular game, and I know people enjoy it. I would love to breathe some new life into it. So I appreciate that you guys are like, hey, we understand. I am expecting some pushback from other people because, like I said, no one wants to double pay. I'm trying to figure out a way to make it fair, but I mean, really, in order to do the thing, I've got to make some money. Brandon pointing out, though, he's like, yeah, listen, though, when you talk about the, coding versus teaching, clearly, you haven't come up here and talked about how much you love coding, but you come up here a lot and talk about loving teaching, and that is true.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see, because, like, we live with each other every day, so it is interesting to see what folks outside of the house see when these videos and stuff go up.
Yeah, Jane says you are going to get some pushback because some people are super entitled. Yeah, I know, and that sucks.
You already get, I think you should give me this for free
messages. Yeah, I did get an email somewhat recently. Hey, is BrainStation done yet? Can you give me a copy of it? And I was like, that's not how it works. And I also spoke to somebody a while back about how the currency rates in some countries is really unfair, and like I feel that I just don't have a good answer to fix that and make it fair, but that's a whole different topic. We don't get into that.
Yeah, that's probably as much as needs to be said about that, I would think.
So I don't know, but
what's new with you guys?
Yeah, what's new with you guys? We're going out for Japanese tonight.
Yeah, we found this place. We joined our neighborhood, has like a Facebook group, and it really is a good place to kind of be aware of what's going on. And also somebody else had said, hi, we just moved here not long ago. Anyone have good restaurant recommendations? And someone else had a question about lawn care services. So yeah, pro tip, you ever move to a new area, see if there's like a
see if there's a local neighborhood group, because it's been really actually good.
Yeah. So the place that we're going today, we found in the group.
Yeah, someone recommended it in the group, and I was like, let's go check it out.
Yeah, we're always down to go try some new food.
Yeah, I mean, we've been to Big Easy like 3 times in a row, so we're like, let's go do something else.
Yeah, that's a place we've never been, and with some kind of different food. Like, it'll be Japanese food, so it's like hibachi stuff and sushi.
Yeah, and sushi and like nice big rolls too.
Yeah, so looking forward to that.
Me too. Hooray!
Yeah, too bad. Let me see. Yeah, I'm trying to do some quick math. Let's see. Wednesday the 19th, Friday's 21st. Oh, our anniversary will be on a Saturday.
Yeah, it will. Nikita's working on some big project that she can't talk about, but she's hoping for good results.
Well, best of luck to you.
Can you include a list of the achievements and what you need to do for them? So what's kind of cool about the achievements, like in BrainStation, for example, they'll be very self-explanatory. So it'll tell you what you did to get the achievement. My idea is to let people discover them and then share them and talk about them. I don't want to actually put a list out because I think what's fun is when people find them. And like BrainStation has some really wacky achievements.
Yeah, and there's something fun about, like, if you know what's going to happen, it's like, oh, okay, but, you know, I've played it a couple of times. Yes, only a very few. But it's always like, oh, there's an achievement. Cool. I know, I'm a monster. I don't play this thing constantly.
Yeah, I know. What the heck? We need to have a talk about that. I can't believe you don't play my games.
And it's so funny because before I met Liam, somebody asked me, well, have you ever played his games? I'm just like, oh, crap. No, is that going to be a problem for me?
Yes, it is a huge problem for you. We will discuss this off stream.
Oh, no.
We will be discussing this post-haste or something. Actually, what's probably going to happen is once we get off stream, I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah, I'm hungry. I don't know about you.
Not really. I'm tired, but I can make a sandwich. Oh, yeah, we have leftover, what's that thing I made?
Roast.
Yeah, we have leftover pot roast. Maybe I should make some pot roast sandwiches with some horsey sauce.
Yum.
Yum!
Oh, no.
Y'all, I'm craving chicken nuggets. Oh my gosh. So, Pilgrim makes these amazing chicken nuggets. We got the buttery?
Yeah.
The buttery nuggets. They were so good.
Yeah, we had those for Super Bowl night.
And I'm saving. I bought a whole nother bag of them. So I think tomorrow I am making loaded bowls. So if you've ever been to KFC and you've had like a loaded mashed potato bowl, I make my own. And I think, Alyssa, you kind of like them.
Oh, yeah, just a little bit, you know. No, it was... I don't even remember how that came up exactly. It was like we had a bunch of leftover potatoes, and I don't know which one of us was like, do we have the makings for famous bowls?
What's that?
It's that I don't remember how, like, who exactly brought up which one of us, but it was something to do with we had extra mashed potatoes, and so it was like, and it was the goat cheese and herb mashed potatoes, and so it kind of came up like, do we have all the stuff to make famous bowls?
Yeah, and it turned out we did. We got a request to play something. Jane wants me to play the... she wants to hear Shark Farm.
Oh, no.
I gotta find it again. I know it's in here somewhere. Let me dig it out. I think it's a OneDrive.
Oh, not Shark Farm.
So, I'll explain.
We still have that, by the way.
Yeah. Tony Shark.
Yep.
Do.
After Tony Stark.
Yep. There's Shark Farm. I'll play it in a minute. So, yeah. So we're like, well, what do we have to make famous bowls? So if you've ever been to KFC, famous bowl is mashed potatoes, corn, chicken parts,
Yeah.
chicken chunks,
Yep.
cheese and gravy. And it's all layered on top of each other in a big bowl, and it's delicious. So I had leftover goat cheese and herb mashed potatoes. I didn't have corn, but I had leftover cheese. I had
some popcorn chicken,
and I had some bisto. I had some chicken bisto that I had bought for. No, I used.
You bought it for the chicken and dumplings.
I had the beef, right? I had some beef bisto left over, but I just for this next one I bought some country gravy, and so I'll make that up. And Yeah, I had made like these amazing chicken bowls, and we had some popcorn chicken that was just spicy, and it was kind of disappointing.
Yeah,
so
it kind of took away from everything else.
we're going to use these mini nuggets because it's almost like the Chick-fil-A nuggets, and they're going to be good. I'm going to make them tomorrow, and then Monday I'm doing bratwurst. We're doing beer brats.
Yeah.
Although it's more like Italian sausages, so but they're sausages.
It was pretty much literally like,
brats are.
how can we use up a bunch of these leftover things that we have? And so that's how the Liam rendition of famous bowls were born.
Yeah, they are. All right, so here's Shark Farm for you guys.
So this is...
Oh, hold on. So let me explain really quick. So Shark Farm is Alyssa has a shark vacuum that when it docks, it plays the first few notes of the Allstate.
The State Farm.
Is it State? Yeah, State Farm. Like a Good Neighbor. So it literally plays the Like a Good Neighbor.
Yeah.
And
you pointed this out, actually.
And you could never unhear it.
No, so now every time it docks itself, we're like, State Farm is there.
So here's the recording.
So this is a sampling of some of the sound effects my Shark robot vacuum makes. People hear enough of me anyway. The first sound will be kind of a minor key as it's going to its dock.
Shane says thank you.
After it gets to the dock and has decided it is complete, it will make the sound we've all been waiting for, which sounds like the State Farm jingle. So I'm going to push the button for go to dock.
I have mashed potatoes, but they're almost past their prime. Yeah, use them. Use them if you think they're almost past their prime.
It is driving.
Get everything else easily. I have gravy and corn already.
It's
yeah, make
so
it.
Close. Yep. It found the dock. So here in a second, we will hear the sound.
Like a Good Neighbor, mayhem is theirs, Jason. And there it is. Bump, 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 bump.
Yeah, mayhem was the Allstate.
I love it.
You were so proud that day. I'm just like, what?
Of what?
Of my Shark Farm.
Beep, 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 beep. Shane says I so want one of those.
Little bit of a disclaimer about them.
The app sucks.
Yeah, you kind of have to use screen recognition to make parts of it work correctly.
The app is really annoying. I mean,
yeah,
the vacuum is fine, and the smart speaker skill sucks too. It doesn't work.
Yeah, honestly, you want something really good, get a Roborock. Like their stuff just works
says,
better.
wait, my Shark does that too.
You have a Shark. Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's so funny, but when you don't think about it when you first hear it. Bump, 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 bump. But I heard that, and I'm like, wait a second, that's the State Farm thing.
And I'm like, thanks.
And you'll never unhear it.
No.
Well, I have we have a recording of my old vacuum, Jane, cleaning my room.
Yes, the vacuum's name was Jane.
I named it Jane, yeah. Madeline says, wait, I never noticed that. I can't unhear it now.
You're welcome.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, you'll never unhear that. Jane says we'd have to get better flooring anyway, but yeah, I mean, ours is just like tile.
Yeah, and it works fine.
It's cool tile. It's supposed to look like that wood tile. So
yeah, it
like
looks
the
like
tiles,
wood floor, but it's tile.
Yeah, it's supposed to look like wood grain.
And it's a lot easier to maintain than actual wood floor.
Oh, is it ever?
My parents had wood floor, and it was always a struggle because, like, poor Jan, if she got excited at all, she would, like, lose traction and slip and slide all over the floor, and then she would scratch it just because dogs have claws.
They sure do.
She was giving it the distress look.
Yeah. So that's our. So to kind of recap, the big news in case you missed it, which I think everyone knows by now, but we are engaged. It's kind of funny because like people weren't too surprised by that. Neither were we.
Neither of us knew when it was going to happen. That
No.
was probably the funniest part about it all is like, and really we were hanging out on the couch.
Yeah.
And you pull it out of your pocket and I was just like, oh, you're going to look at it because you didn't look at it in the store.
Yeah.
But, I'm not going to see it for a while, whatever that means or looks like.
Yeah. And next thing you know,
It's
I'm
on my
putting it on your finger.
And I've had it ever since.
Yeah.
And even still, I can't stop, like, fidgeting with it.
Yeah. It's a cool little ring. I also adore the fact that, like, work latched onto it and...
yeah, they put us in their, like, employee bulletin board.
Yeah. We're kind
With a picture.
Yeah, with the picture. I was happy that we ended up not like getting in a newsletter or anything, but maybe we might when we get married. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. I mean, the one newsletter always has like new hires and, if people move departments or anything like that, they might put it in there. But they might also just use the bulletin board because that's more for like out of work accomplishments.
Yeah,
like someone finished a novel or something.
Everyone needs good news, so I mean, you never know.
There's always room for good news.
I thought it was going to be in there yesterday for Valentine's Day. Honestly,
I almost expected that as well, but that's okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But yeah, so that's our cool thing. September 22nd is the wedding. We are working on streaming it. We originally were going to do that with audio description, but it's going to be a short little wedding. There's not like a here comes the bride organ craziness. We are just doing something simple and small. We would love to have it up on YouTube because really for family and friends that aren't going to be there, which is everyone really. I mean,
yeah,
it's just going to be
I've already
parents.
Had family that are just like really sad that they don't get to go,
Yeah.
but we both have pretty large families, and so we kind of had to make a decision about we didn't want a big huge event because that was going to be a pain in the rear to plan.
Yep.
And so it was like, let's keep this very small and let's keep the rules of like who's going, or I don't know if rules is the right word, the criteria. I don't know. It sounds so like we're making a selection, but it's like,
well, it was
to
like
avoid any hurt feelings.
It was just parents.
Yeah. Yeah, parents,
step-parents,
step-parents,
whatever.
That way there wasn't, well, why did this aunt and uncle get invited, but this one didn't, or anything like that. We wanted to avoid any, or, well, this cousin can't make it.
Yeah.
And
because when you start avoiding like siblings, then like and cousins, and they bring their families, and it blows up, and you don't.
Next thing you know, you got 200 people.
Yeah, we're gonna have like 10.
Yeah.
And that's plenty.
And so because of that, we realized like it's not fair to everyone, and
Nope.
so we wanted to make a live stream option.
No, I'm kidding.
Life isn't fair.
We have the recording of Jan when she ran into the little.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
She went head first into the door.
Doink.
Don't. So my old apartment had a storage room that I kind of set aside for her food and water, and it had a folding door, like a
one of those accordion door things.
yeah, kind of like an accordion door. It would have been more of a. There's a term for it, and I can't think of what those doors are, because accordion doors are like the ones that you pull.
Oh, like the ones that slide.
Yeah, but this one was like one of those like on.
It's like a 2-part door.
Yeah,
and
there's a term for it.
And you open it kind of like doesn't rotate.
But it was funny because I was getting her food and she had come in from outside, just like went head first into the door.
And you can hear like she's wearing a bell.
Thump. Oh yeah, it was her. Was it the snowman bell or the Santa Claus?
I think it was the snowman.
It was the snowman, yeah. It was just Boom.
Yeah. To our conversation earlier about loving dogs.
Yeah. Dog's a trip.
Yeah. She is loving it up in her retirement home.
Yeah, she's living the life. It's like Club Med for dogs.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So it is 12 p.m. Eastern. I think we're going to start winding her down for the week. We will be back next week if we don't freeze. The weather here is going to be just brutal this week.
It is going to be gross.
It is not going to be good. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. Appreciate you all being here, and thanks for letting me ramble and vent a little bit. And thank you for your constructive feedback, and I always appreciate it. I appreciate that you guys come hang out and chat with me. We'll be back next week for more chatting with viewers. As always, thanks for watching and or listening. Good night and good corn. Like the corn that we're going to have in the chicken bowls.
Yes.
That is going to be really good. I don't know if I'm just going to microwave that or if I'm actually going to fry it. I might just get lazy and microwave it. I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah. So many parts to this chicken bowl. So, see y'all next week.